What is going on, mortals? Mortopia! And today we got some more news about the expansion Aberrations, the Arc DLC, and the creatures that they are announcing for it. So that is what we're going to be looking at today. But first, if you haven't already, don't forget to click the subscribe button. And also go and follow me on Twitter at _mortal_t, where I did announce this yesterday. I did tweet about it, but if you're not following me, you wouldn't have known about it. So make sure you go and follow me on Twitter to try and keep up to date. Okay? So we are going to be talking about a new creature that they announced yesterday. We're going to take a look at it, and also we're going to take a look at the community crunch that it was posted in as well, looking at some of the questions that people have asked about the DLC Aberrations, which is supposed to be coming in October. So let's go over to the community forums where the community crunch was posted. Boom, 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 and this is the new creature that they announced. Now, wow, that's all I can say is wow, this creature is unlike anything I've seen. There's just so much going on and so much that your eyes are drawn to, and you're thinking, what the hell is going on? So we've got an image here where we can zoom in and properly take a look at it. So, I don't know how big this creature is going to be, but as you can see, its head is right here. This is its head. It's got tentacles as a head. Well, I'm guessing the tentacles are its mouth. As you can see, there's some like blue teeth in the middle. And I'm guessing that's the mouth of it. I don't know if it can open and close it, or the tentacles are just like that anyway. But here's the main part of the head. As you can see, I'm guessing the 3 dots here are its eyes, and it's got another set on the other side as well. Then you got some like horns or more tentacles coming off it. The head alone is just, it's like, wow, what the hell is going on? Then we look like we got some feet right here that I've got claws or talons on them, so maybe good for gripping onto stuff like walls or trees or stuff. But then we got its kind of arms, which look like wings. I'm going to repeat myself. I have said this in other videos when we've looked at the new creatures that have been announced for Arc Aberrations, is that there are no flyers in the DLC whatsoever. Okay, so none of these creatures can fly, but they might have the ability to glide. So if you're on a high place, you can glide down, but you won't be able to flap any kind of wings or nothing and fly upwards. Just to let you mortals know if you don't know already. But this is what it looks like. It's got some like wings or something like the wyverns have, where the arms are the wings. So I don't know where this is going. We got some like feather things on the back. I'm not too sure what they are. There's just so much going on with this creature that you can only guess. I'm guessing it's some kind of bat, maybe, because at the end of this like arm wing thing here, it's got a massive claw. Now these claws are usually typical with bats, how they hang upside down with their wings. So maybe it's some kind of bat thing like that. I'm not too sure. I'm just taking a complete guess. But we don't know how big this is going to be. This could be as big as a Morphodon, one of those little annoying flying creatures. If you hit them, they'll just keep coming at you, and if you pass more of them, they'll just all gang up on you, and they can get really, really annoying. But this could be something bigger. This could maybe be a creature that you could ride. But we don't know. But that is the look at it. That is the dossier rip page tear thing that they announced. So you mortals will have to comment down below what you think of this creature. Oh Jesus. But anyway, let's get on to some of the questions that people asked about the new DLC. So, will Aberrations have an ascension boss like the island? He said yes, along with an increased ascension level. And a narrative advancing the ending. So that's pretty cool. It's going to have some kind of end boss like they did on the island, and it's going to have extra levels for the Ascension as well. A question here: Will the DSC creatures carry over to the other arcs? This means will you be able to transfer them between arcs? When you transfer them up, we're able to transfer stuff from Aberrations, the new creatures that they are announcing, to like the island, and they just say yes, it will. And they'll all have been designed for uses in other maps as well. That's what they're saying. Now, this is one of the taming questions that people are on about. Will the taming in Aberrations work the same as it does in all the other maps, like with Kibble and stuff? And it says most creatures will work the same as the mechanics in the island does and on the center and stuff. But there are a few new taming mechanics that they are adding in. And one involves impregnation and chest bursting, which is pretty cool. Gotta see that. It's a bit like Alien. Gotta see that happening. Like I said, mentioned before, that there will not be any flyers on the Aberrations map. So I heard from multiple sources that there will be no flyers on this map. Will this restrict any form of transferring flyers, or will tribes not be allowed to move Pteranodons and Wyverns over to Aberrations from the island? And this is the answer. By default and on official servers, there will not be any rideable flyers transferable onto the map. In order to encourage new forms of transportation, this will be a server option, of course. So they are going to give us a server settings for single players, non-dedicated, and for dedicated servers, that you can turn this option on, where you can transfer flyers over to the map. I'm not going to read all the questions. I'm just going to go through some of them that I think that really portray to the map and what we're going to get. There's a question about Gamma. Apparently this person heard that the Gamma isn't going to work because it's based underground. As you can tell, once it gets night on Ark, you have the options to adjust your Gamma so it brightens it up a bit. And apparently this person heard that the Gamma was not going to work the same. But the answer is, not sure what you heard, but the plans are not to change the Gamma feature. It's still going to work the same. Now, what are element chambers? Now, in the map, there are going to be element chambers where you can get element from. So here we go. There are zones of intense radiation where it is possible to collect element ore, as well as encounter certain aggressive creatures. So, yeah, we are going to be able to harvest element ore, which I'm guessing then has to be refined in some way to actually make the element that we use in our tech suits and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Harvesting element instead of defeating the bosses to get element, it's definitely I think a good way to go. Now, as you can see in the trailer, there was mentioning about how you can build on side of cliffs and hills and everything, and there was to do with like the tree platforms that we get now in Ark, so we can build in the redwood biome. And this person asks, will the cliff platforms be like the tree platforms in the way that they can only be placed in a specific spot, or will they be able to place anywhere? Will you be able to snap things on cliff platforms? Well, we've only got a partial answer to this. So, you can build the cliff platforms on any surface with the sufficient attachment area. So I'm guessing the platform itself has got to have a big enough area before it will allow you to build on that area, if you get what I mean. Not only at predetermined locations. So basically saying, as long as you got a large enough wall or area or mountain or whatever that you can fit the platform on nicely, you will be able to place a platform and build on it. But the one thing he didn't address is, will it be able to snap things to the cliff platforms? He did not mention about anything being able to snap to the platforms. So I'm guessing all they've done is take the tree platforms and moved it so you can actually place them in different spots. But essentially, they're going to be exactly the same thing without any snap points on it, which is kind of annoying. I would really prefer if the platforms did have snap points for like walls and stuff. As we mentioned before, you can harvest element. Will they be able to directly harvest element in Aberrations, either as a resource, as with a new tool such as a special pick, or by killing certain creatures? And he's just put yes. So we don't know what he just put yes. So it's basically confirmed that you are going to be able to harvest element, maybe with a special tool or feature, which can then refine it, or by killing certain creatures. So certain creatures, when you kill them, might have element on them that you can get. Another person asked, will Aberrations have a new building tier such as Scorched Earth had with Adobe? Very good question. But it won't have a completely unique tile set. But there are loads of new structures. There are going to be new ones, but there's not going to be like a complete tile set like they did with Adobe, with foundation, ceilings, walls, fences, pillars, and all that stuff. They're not going to be anything like that, but there are going to be new structures that they're going to add. And that's about it, to be perfectly honest. I've read through these already. And I just want to get to the really good ones. So, okay. This is what most people are probably wondering about legacy servers. Will there be any legacy? So, well, the question most commonly will be asked is there any legacy servers for this DLC? And they said, of course. So there will be legacy servers for Ark Aberration, so don't need to worry about that as well. I like this question as well, because you know, with the Griffin you can actually fire stuff from the back of the Griffin, like quick weapons and stuff. And this person has asked, will you be able to fire weapons from the back of the Rock Drake? And they said yes. Yes, and that is really, really cool. So, will the cave climbing picks be able to use freely on any cliff/cave, or will they be on certain areas? Answer is freely on mostly any surface. So that's going to be pretty good. So that means you can transfer stuff from Ark Aberrations back to the other maps. So like the pickaxes, you'll be able to transfer them to another map, so you'll be able to climb up rocks and stuff. So that should hopefully be really, really good. And that's okay. About the earthquakes, so this is like a malfunctioning arc, so there are going to be stuff that's going wrong with it. The atmosphere is poison if you go further up, there's radiation, and there's going to be earthquakes. Now here we go. Will the earthquakes change the way players build their bases and raise their dinos? Are the earthquakes capable of damaging structures, and if so, are there any ways that we could... Yeah, okay. And the answer is they are capable of damaging structures, but they're only intense in certain areas of certain biomes. Building permanent bases there is not advised. So there are going to be like places where the earthquakes are really, really intense, and it will damage your structures over time, and maybe if the earthquake's big enough it'll just destroy your whole structure. So they do recommend not building in those places, but I know some people will, just to see what it's like and see how it's done. And I'll probably be one of those people as well. Just to see what the earthquakes are like. But that is it. That is the new creature announcement, and we've read out some of the questions, so hopefully it's answered some of your Mortals questions as well about the new DLC arc Aberrations map that should be coming this October. So Mortals, if you found this informative in any way and you enjoyed it and you got some information that you want, please don't forget to show that like button who is boss by punching it in the face. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button, and as always Mortals, don't forget to follow me on Twitter right there. Write it down, go and search for me right away. You can just go in the search bar and type this. That's all you have to do. Just type Mortal T in the search bar and it'll pop up with me, okay? That's all you have to do. But as always Mortals, don't forget to share it with your family and your friends and around the world. But that is it. I am Mortal T, and I am out.